Hey guys, I have no idea if this is working. My monitoring is not working on OBS. So, uh, I'll just have to see if we're streaming the old-fashioned way and load up the YouTube channel and check there. So, hopefully I don't get you guys, echoey. Make sure it does it to we're gonna make sure it's playing through the video too. We'll start right here.
Today, we have a very special bonus episode for you guys. It's a collection.
Yes, and we're gonna turn that down a little bit because that's awful loud. Okay, so today I figured we'd watch some spooky stories. Uh, I don't really want to watch a long one. I had Mystery Ball lined up, but I don't want to watch a 45-minute long video. I was thinking about the real found footage is 24 minutes. Um, okay. So, question being, uh, I had a bunch of stuff lined up, and I thought I saved it all in the watch later, but apparently I did not. Yeah. No, that's not where I'm going. Here we go. Ooh. Oh yeah, this is what we're gonna watch.
West
Okay.
Hobart Haunted House.
So we're gonna watch some spooky stuff, just kind of like browse the internet and watch some spooky stuff today. I figured it's Lowe's put up Halloween stuff, Walmart's putting up Halloween stuff, so Bob Raham's gonna play some Halloween stuff or watch some Halloween stuff. I don't know, spooky ooky, spooky wookie, and jump.
West Hobart is an inner-city suburb located in Tasmania, Australia. Over the years, dozens of allegations of supposed hauntings, ghost apparitions, and other paranormal activity have been made by tourists and residents of West Hobart. And it's honestly not too hard to see why, as West Hobart is a pretty old town with a generally creepy vibe. As is usually the case, most of these stories have either turned out to be fake, or the people making the allegations didn't have enough evidence to support their claims.
So, like, going back just a tad, this stuff. I guess there's some cars right
Old
here.
town with a generally
But have you? Okay, so little towns. When I lived in Louisville, I remember it being kind of spooky. But I'd go out of town a lot, and you drive through the same little suburb, same little outskirts of town like this through the day, and it would just be absolutely crowded, bumper to bumper, streets crowded. And you come back through at night, and it's lit up like this, and it is a completely different world. It does seem alien. It seems like, uh, you've been thrown into an alternate, not really thrown into an alternate universe. You just get those vibes about it. And it brings back those memories.
creepy vibe. As is usually the case, most of these stories have either turned out to be fake, or the people making the allegations didn't have enough evidence to support their claims, which makes it almost entirely likely that they're hoaxes. But as it turns out, at least one of these stories actually has some amount of truth to it. Back in the late 80s and mid 90s, rumors started spreading of a house in West Hobart that was apparently so haunted it drove its residents insane. At first, the rumors created a huge buzz all over town, with the locals doing everything possible to stay far away from the alleged haunted house. It wasn't until months later that the authorities got involved and finally got a clear picture of the situation. While it was true that the house's residents appeared to be going insane, it didn't have anything to do with paranormal activity, but with the fact that a datura vine had been growing through the trees directly above the home and dropping leaves into the family's rainwater tank. For a long time, the family had been inadvertently consuming microdoses of the plant every single day, which made them slowly but surely start to lose their sanity as they sank further single day, which made them use rainwater tank activity. But with the fact that a datura vine had been growing through the trees directly.
Datura bun? Is that... What is that? What is a datura vine? Datura, a species of herbaceous annual or short-lived perennial plants up to 2 meters tall with trumpet-shaped flowers and spiny fruity capsules. While some datura species sprawl like vines, they are actually highly toxic herbaceous bushy plants or short-lived perennials belonging to the nightshade family. Oh, so okay. They are commonly known as jimson weed, angel's trumpet, and thornapple. Sounds like something a witch would cook up one day. uh, Severe toxicity. Every part of the datura plant is extremely poisonous to humans, pets, and livestock. It contains dangerous concentrations of tropane alkaloids, including uh, scopolamine, hyoxamine, and atropine. Oh, atropine. Very familiar. That's a very familiar term. Ingestion or improper handling causes severe anticholinergic poisoning. Symptoms include intense delirium, violent hallucinations, blindness, rapid heart rate, high fever, seizures, and potentially fatal respiratory failure. Oh, go scary. Okay. Well, at least they're pretty common, so you don't have to worry about running into them ever, right?
Directly above the home and dropping leaves into the family's rainwater tank. For a long time, the family had been inadvertently consuming microdoses of the plant every single day, which made them slowly but surely start to lose their sanity as they sank further and further into delirium. In case you've never heard of it, datura is a species of plant within the nightshade family, also known as jimson weed, the devil's weed, or devil's trumpet, and you'll see why in a second. Even though the plant itself looks pretty harmless, it's known for having extremely powerful hallucinogenic properties, which is why it was used for centuries by Native American tribes in coming-of-age rituals and other important ceremonies. The Aztecs also used datura as a painkiller in certain rituals, namely in ritual sacrifices, and it's also commonly used as an ingredient in the ritual of zombification in the Haitian voodoo religion, where it's referred to as the devil's cucumber. As you can probably tell by now, datura isn't your typical recreative hallucinogen, and there's a reason why it's really only ever used in hardcore spiritual rituals and ceremonies, and sometimes by naive people who have no idea what they're getting themselves into. In low to medium doses, datura causes extremely distressing, delirious experiences, and in higher doses it can lead to paralysis and even death. Nowadays, datura is recognized by most tribes as a highly toxic and dangerous plant, and have understandably stopped using it. Before we move on, I wanted to take a minute to talk about War Thunder, the sponsor of this video. As of recently, I've had a growing interest in history, specifically World War I and soon, so make sure you get in on it now.
They're sponsoring me, am I right?
If you were to somehow go back to the 70s and spend some time in Staten Island, it probably wouldn't take you long to hear about an urban legend of a man named Cropsey. As the story went, Cropsey was a serial kidnapper and killer who lost his son and resorted to stealing other people's children to deal with his grief. According to the legend,
That's crazy to me. Like, I don't know. You know, some people lose their kids and they decide to steal somebody else's kids. It's like, I can't imagine that you'd ever think that that would replace it. But I don't know. People are crazy. Broken. People are broken, especially after you lose a kid.
Cropsey also had a hook for a hand, scars, burns, and open wounds covering his entire face and body, and a generally horrifying appearance. Considering the mass areas of uninhabited woodlands, it's not all that unexpected that a tale like the legend of Cropsey would make it into the mainstream culture at some point. Unfortunately, this wasn't just a tall tale made up by Staten Island parents to keep their kids from venturing too far into the woods and getting lost. Although the legend has some obviously made up elements, such as the hooked hand and the horrifying scars and burns, at some point in the early 70s, children in Staten Island really did.
Okay, okay, okay. If I walk through the woods and it's dark and I see this, uh, I'm moving. I'm burning it down and I'm moving. This, uh, it's just close enough that somebody's trying to make like a voodoo doll that it's like, it's one of those uncanny things, except it's like uncanny at a different level because it's not even imitating a person. It's imitating something that's supposed to be imitating a person, right? Like a voodoo doll. And it's like, well, it's not quite there. Kind of looks like, oh, I don't know.
Early 70s, children in
Just
Staten Island really did start
creepy.
disappearing. That's when the line between legend and reality started to blur, and the story of the real Cropsey immediately replaced the urban legend. This is the real story. Andre Rand was a man from Manhattan who was born in 1944 and moved to Staten Island in the late 60s. After working for 2 years at the infamously brutal Willowbrook State School for Children with Disabilities, Rand was arrested in 1969 and served over a year in prison for the attempted attack of a 9-year-old girl. As soon as he was released 16 months later, reports started cropping up of more little girls
hold on, guys. Check this out. Ooh, thunder. Okay, so if we get a tornado in the live stream, that'd be pretty cool, right? Not really, not really. Be cool for content, but I like living in a house. uh, these mustaches. It's like I assume these are all cops except this guy. This is obviously a bad guy, right? Who has the favorite mustache here? Uh, I don't know. I don't think the guy pulls it off as good as like this guy pulls off his mustache, but I do like this mustache better. That's what I'll do. I think I'll come back with one of these mustaches. No, I do like mustaches. I just don't think I can pull off just a mustache. I've got a baby face. I've got a chubby chin. So
16 months later, reports started cropping up of more little girls disappearing all over Staten Island, including 5-year-old Alice Pereira, who was playing in her building's lobby when she suddenly disappeared without a trace. Over the next decade, Rand was the prime suspect in the disappearances and deaths of several other young girls in the area.
is this a real photo? Like, there's no way you go and ask somebody for help and they print this off and you're like, yeah, checks out. No, the the photo itself is creepy. It's like this kid's missing. But it's just bad resolution back then, I guess, in the print. I don't know. And it might have been bad resolution in the print plus bad resolution in whatever took this photo.
It
If it's a
wasn't
real
until
photo.
1983 when he picked up 11 kids from a local YMCA and brought them fast food before taking them to the airport that he was finally arrested and sentenced to 10 months in prison again. Throughout the 70s and 80s, dozens of young kids disappeared in Staten Island, and although Rand was often the last person to be seen with them, there was ultimately never enough evidence to put him away for a long time. For many years, he would often be seen hanging around young kids, going on walks with them, and even taking them to lunch and dinner with him at local restaurants. After years of letting him walk the streets as a free man, police would finally have a breakthrough in the case in 1987 when they found undeniable evidence that Rand had been behind the disappearance and murder of Jennifer Schweiger, a 12-year-old girl with Down syndrome. In 1988, he was sentenced to 25 years to life, and while he was behind bars, more and more evidence was found that tied him to several other disappearances in Staten Island in the 70s and 80s. Unfortunately, he was only charged with one additional major crime in 2004, which was the kidnapping of Holly Ann Hughes, thanks to which he will spend the next 13 years behind bars until 2037. If he lives that long, he'll be 93 by the time he gets out. The Maine Hermit. The Kennebec Valley is one of the most beautiful regions in Maine, with over 5,000 square miles of forests, rolling hills.
There was a point in my life where I wanted to live in Maine. And that's what led me to like discovering Fowler's Makery and Mischief on YouTube. He lives in Maine. And he was in Alone, I think. He did an episode of a season of Alone, and I don't know, he does some pretty cool stuff. He done some pretty cool stuff. I ain't watched him in a while, but yeah, just doing stuff in Maine, I thought was really cool. And lobster's pretty good. He done some lobster stuff up there. I think it's Maine lobster, right? Yeah.
hills and natural paradise surrounding the Kennebec River. Many cabin owners of the North Pond area in the Kennebec Valley have described the area as the most peaceful place on Earth. But it hasn't always been that way. All throughout the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s, there were
Okay. So also, see if I can find it. Where's that at? Right
place
here.
on Earth.
So I don't know. Being in my early 20s, I hated this aesthetic, like the galvanized metal roofing. I like the painted roof, and I still do. But if I'm being honest, as I've gotten older, this galvanized rusty metal roofing has it's kind of grown on me. I don't think I'd want it as a roof just because I mean it's rusty. It's rusty, which means it's corroding, which means it's probably going to corrode through at some point, which means leaky roof. But as far as an aesthetic goes, minus the tetanus and stuff, which, yeah, we'll go and get into that too. A lot of people think tetanus comes from rusty metal. It doesn't. Tetanus is a bacteria that does tend to live on rusty metal surfaces, but it's because it's the perfect breeding ground for it. It's porous. It can hold rust is porous and can hold water. And you know what else is porous and can hold water? Wood, trees. Uh, so if you even get stabbed with a tree or a sharp stick, a pokey stick, whatever, you're just as likely to have tetanus on you. If you get a cut with a clean blade and you get dirt in it, you could also get tetanus. It doesn't just come from rusty metal. That's I don't know. That's something we always grew up thinking, but I mean, the older you get, the more you learn, right?
But it hasn't
Especially if you seek
always
it out.
been that way. All throughout the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s, there were reports of over 1,000 break-ins in the North Pond cabins. For decades, nobody knew who was responsible for the thefts, especially since they were always carried out when there was no one home. As the cabin owners soon noticed, the break-ins seemed to follow a pattern, always peaking in the days before Memorial Day and after Labor Day. As for the stolen items themselves, they ranged from food, to cooking utensils, to books, to propane tanks, to toiletries of all kinds. In the absence of a concrete suspect, the locals eventually named the thief the North Pond Hermit, even though by this point there was nothing to suggest the break-ins were being carried out by a single person. Although it wasn't uncommon for groups of homeowners to venture out into the woods to try to find the North Pond Hermit, they never found a trace, which only added to the legend's mystery. One afternoon in 2002, 100 people attended a North Pond homeowners meeting, and when someone asked how many of them had suffered break-ins, almost all of them raised their hands. As you can probably guess, the North Pond Hermit quickly turned into somewhat of a boogeyman, with the legend frequently being shared over campfires in the area. For years, nobody thought that the person or people behind the break-ins would ever be found. But in April 2013, a man named Christopher Thomas Knight was arrested in the middle of the woods in the North Pond area by an officer who had made it his sole mission to bring the thief to justice. As soon as he was brought to the police station, the cops asked him why he wasn't answering any of their questions. At first, it seemed as though he was having trouble speaking, but eventually he responded that he was ashamed of himself. As it was later revealed, Christopher had been living out in the middle of the woods by himself in an unheated nylon tent, surviving only on the things he stole from nearby North Pond cabins. Shockingly, he had survived winter temperatures of 20 degrees below zero for years and hadn't been to a doctor or taken any medicine for 3 decades. What's most incredible about the hermit's story is that for the entire time he lived in the woods, he didn't have a single conversation with another human being, except for one time when he ran into a hiker and only said hi. Understandably, Chris had lost interest in keeping track of time, so when he was asked how long he had been in the woods by himself, he replied, since the Chernobyl nuclear meltdown, which took place in 1986.
That's wild.
As investigators later found out, he was 20 years old when he decided to become a hermit, just a couple of years after high school, although he never gave the authorities a real reason why he decided to disappear. In all his years of isolation, he went to extreme lengths to preserve his privacy. He never lit fires, only moved at night, and hadn't had any kind of communication with the rest of society for more than half of his life.
So it's man, years ago, I couldn't imagine being by myself, living in the woods. And it's people say, well, older you get, the closer you get to, that being a reality. or the more okay you are with it. That, man, I won't say that I'd be okay with it, but it's like it doesn't sound bad all the time. Sounds kind of nice, especially when you realize your job's. Oh, I'm not even gonna go into that.
He'd never driven a car, sent an email, or even known what the internet was until his arrest. Interestingly, as the cops dug deeper and deeper into his story, they realized that his only real possessions were his glasses, which he had been wearing for 30 years and could even be seen in his Lawrence High School yearbook picture from 1984. Everything else, down to his underwear and jacket, had been stolen. After the investigation, Knight was sentenced to 7 months in prison, after which he once again disappeared. According to the cops, he's now living a quiet, peaceful life in rural Maine. Purple
Okay, so am I missing something? That guy wasn't really that bad. He kind of like, I guess, separated from society. I think we've all had that moment where it's like, yeah, it doesn't sound like a bad idea. And then, like, he stole stuff. It seems to he just stole stuff so he could survive. And I'm not stealing's not good. Stealing's not good. Don't like a thief. But uh, went to jail for 7 months or prison and got out and just he does fine now. I don't know how that was really an urban legend. I guess
Key.
technically a
Throughout the
ghost.
late 1980s and 90s, rumors of a massive bodybuilder called Purple Aki began to surface in the northwest of England. According to the allegations, Purple Aki would supposedly walk the streets of Liverpool hunting down young, muscular men and rugby players and oddly ask them if he would let them feel their muscles. If they complied, he would allegedly squeeze their muscles for much longer than was considered socially acceptable and would then ask them to perform squats so he could feel their quad muscles. Some teenagers reported that Purple Aki even went as far as to ask them to pose for him and often offered exercise.
Just sounds like dudes at my gym, which I don't go to anymore, but that's what it sounds like. Just the guys outside, the guys outside, uh, hopping each other up.
And nutrition advice for those who gave him the time. Because the rumors were so incredibly ridiculous, nobody really took them too seriously at first, and eventually the story of Purple Aki turned into an urban legend, with crazy details being gradually added to the
Is that ridiculous? Because some bodybuilders are weird, right? Like big guys that just come up and just keep talking. It's like they don't know when. It's like, okay, dude, I've got things to do today. It's like when that's such a big part of your life, they think it's a big part of everybody else's life, and it's like I go to the gym to stay fit, to be in shape, to be healthy. I don't come here to, you know, try to get the biggest muscles and pose on a stage somewhere. Like I don't think anything's different than most bodybuilders as far as what they've described so far. Yes, it's weird to go up and touch people like this. I think it's weird when another dude asks to feel your muscles, unless it's like a kid or something. Obviously, they're like, "Show me my muscles," but I don't know, just oh god, it doesn't seem that weird. Okay, it seems weird, but it doesn't seem that out of place.
tale, including one where Purple Aki would allegedly swallow teenagers whole if they let him feel their muscles.
That's different. That is different. Um, what do we mean by swallow them whole, right? But these eyes are not okay. Those eyes are kind of terrifying. Also, this dude's mouth seems really small for his face. It might just be the facial expression. I don't know.
But as time went on, it became clear that Purple Aki wasn't just a made-up character created by bored teenagers looking to get some laugh from their friends, but a real person named Akinwul Arobic. Aki was often seen traveling across England by train carrying a plastic bag and asking young men if he could feel their muscles. Naturally, this made a lot of people uncomfortable, and it wasn't uncommon for Aki's face to be featured in local newspapers after several encounters with the law. Most of the accusations against him were related to his creepy behavior around teenage boys, but around 1986, the story of Purple Aki took a really dark.
Did they say that earlier? Did they say it was specifically teenagers? That's if it's specifically teenagers and it's nobody else. That's pretty weird. Like just being outside a gym, any dude that walks in is showing any type of progress. The dudes outside or the dudes inside will be like, "Oh man, you're doing good," or hyping each other up. But just kids, not cool.
Turn.
I know he said teenagers. Teenagers are kids.
Early that year, 16-year-old Gary Keller was walking home from school when he ran into Purple
Especially
Ooky, who
16.
immediately asked to feel his muscles. Freaked out by the weird request, Gary said no and ran away. Later that same year, Ooky followed Gary to a local outdoor swimming pool, and when the teenager noticed, he ran to New Brighton train station and jumped onto the railroad tracks to get away from Ooky. Sadly, the story ended in tragedy, as Gary was accidentally electrocuted by one of the rails. Considering the whole thing happened because Gary was being chased, Purple Ooky was convicted of involuntary manslaughter, charged with harassing 14 different teenage boys, and sentenced to 2.5 years in prison. In 1988, Ooky filed an appeal and complained that the only reason he had been convicted was because he was black. Ultimately, the judges agreed there wasn't enough evidence to prove Ooky had been directly responsible for Gary's death, and believe it or not, he was freed and awarded 35.
I was gonna say, like, how, unless the kid was talking to somebody while he was running away from him, how do they know that's the reason he jumped on the tracks? I guess he could be like, I'm being followed, I'm being followed. Maybe he's just paranoid. I'm not saying this guy didn't do it. When did it say that was? This was okay. This is probably, how long was he in prison? They probably don't have it televised. I would like to watch that trial if there's any footage of it.
5,000 pounds in compensation. Between 1988 and 2006, Ooky went in and out of jail for failing to resist his compulsion to touch, feel, and measure other people's muscles, and in 2003 he was arrested for an additional 15 charges of harassment and witness intimidation, for which he was sentenced to 6 years in prison. Just like any other predator, he was also forbidden from waiting outside schools in the area. A few months later, he was jailed for 15 months for getting up to his same antics. Upon his release, he was once again arrested a few weeks later in 2010 and then again in 2015. After his latest release, he reportedly moved to Leeds, where rumors started cropping up that he had passed away during the pandemic. However, those rumors were put to rest when videos started surfacing in 2023 of Ooky walking the streets of Leeds asking random dudes to, you guessed it, feel their muscles.
Process.
As of today, Purple Ooky is alive and well, and will probably continue in his same behavior with or without permission for many years to come.
So we don't actually know if he's doing anything.
According to a Swiss urban legend, people have allegedly been running into a mysterious human-like figure in the Fribourg forest in the western part of the country near the town of Mals since the early 2000s. Based on the dozens of allegations that surfaced over the years, the figure has been described as being around 6 feet tall and always wearing a vintage-looking gas mask covering his entire face, a boiler suit, and a cloak. Most people who supposedly ran into the figure reported he or she was completely harmless, but this didn't make the encounters any less terrifying, and it wasn't uncommon for people to report the figure to the police when their children reported feeling scared. As expected, it didn't take local residents long to start adding their own crazy twist to the story, with some claiming that the creature was the ghost of a mentally unstable soldier, while other popular theories assured it was an alien. For a while, the story was classified as an urban legend, and the mysterious humanoid was given the name Le Loyen, also known as the Ghost or the Hermit of Mals. Throughout the early 2000s, Le Loyen was mostly the subject of local oral legend because there was no real evidence to support its existence. But in 2013, the story gained international attention when the Swiss/French newspaper Le Matin published the first ever photograph of Le Loyen, which was sent in by a hiker. After the photograph was published, there was no turning back, as people
This looks like a dude in a camouflage parka.
People from all over the country started to make trips to the woods outside Mals for a chance to catch a glimpse of Le Loyen. The last known sighting of Le Loyen took place in June 2013 when a local woman named Marianne Desclous saw the figure clutching a bunch of flowers as she was walking outside. Later that year, Le Loyen's clothes were found in the middle of the woods along with a wooden note titled "The Death Certificate and Will of the Ghost des Mals." In the letter, Le Loyen accused the media of having murdered a harmless being by revealing its existence and turning him into a circus freak. The letter also mentioned that due to the unwanted attention, Le Loyen had to abandon its daily walks, which were referred to as happiness therapy in the letter. After the cryptic note was published in the newspaper, many people concluded that Le Loyen had taken its own life, although this has never been confirmed. As of 2024, nobody has ever seen Lei Loyan's true face, and many people have theorized that the figure was possibly a woman with a facial disfiguration who didn't want people to see her, which is supposedly why she wore the gas mask. But this line of reasoning will probably remain unconfirmed forever. The Bunny Man. In the early 70s, dozens of locals started reporting that a man dressed up as a bunny had started haunting the residential neighborhoods around DC, Maryland, and Northern Virginia. Although dressing up as a bunny in itself seems pretty harmless, what made the encounters a little scarier was that the guy would allegedly threaten children on the street with an axe and frequently vandalize people's property for no apparent reason. Even though sightings of the so-called Bunny Man were pretty rare, they seemed to follow a pattern, as the man usually appeared in secluded locations where there weren't a lot of witnesses. The story itself has a lot of elements of a typical urban legend and is kind of hard to believe, but through my research I found that it's all loosely based on a true story. In 1970, a couple was parked in a driveway close to a bridge on Colchester Road in Fairfax County when suddenly a random guy appeared out of nowhere, yelled at them for allegedly trespassing, and threw a hatchet at their car. Terrified, the couple left the area immediately before they had a chance to get a good look at the guy. As they reported the incident to the police, they mentioned the guy had been dressed in light-colored clothing and may or may not have been wearing something white on his head. Although the couple never mentioned anything about a bunny in their statement, as soon as the story hit the news, people started claiming that the hatchet thrower had been wearing bunny ears. Pretty soon, rumors of a man in a bunny suit threatening kids in the woods with a hatchet started surfacing all over the DMV area, and as the years went by, the stories got wilder and harder to believe. Over time, the legend of the Bunny Man has become pretty mainstream, with the bridge on Colchester Road even being renamed as Bunny Man Bridge. As of the uploading of this video, the legend has now been standardized and goes something like this. In 1904, there was allegedly an asylum close to the bridge on Colchester Road. As soon as it was built, a bunch of Fairfax County residents started complaining about the idea of having an asylum full of mental patients so close to their homes, so the authorities supposedly put all the patients in a bus and transferred them to a nearby prison. But on the way to the prison, the bus crashed and all the patients escaped. As the story goes, a few hours later the cops had successfully located and brought back all the patients except for one guy by the name of Douglas Griffin. This is where the legend gets a little weird. Allegedly, the fugitive patient hid in the woods from the authorities for weeks. As the days went by and the cops did everything to find him, rabbit corpses started to appear in the middle of the woods, which led everyone to believe Douglas was eating bunnies to stay alive. Then, one Halloween night, a group of kids were hanging out near the bridge on Colchester Road when they suddenly saw.
Well, if you're just eating rabbits, you'll actually starve to death. There's a whole survival theory on that. But not a theory. It's been proven. It's just there's not enough fat on them. It's just protein. Rabbits are just protein, and you can't survive on just protein.
A blue orb flashing in midair. A second later, they were all strung up like bunnies hanging from the bridge. As the legend goes, if you go to Bunny Man Bridge on Halloween night at midnight, the same thing will happen to you. Obviously, none of this is true, but it just goes to show how much of an impact the story of the Bunny Man has had on mainstream Virginia, DC, and Maryland culture. Nowadays, there's even Bunny Man t-shirts, a Bunny Man horror movie franchise, Bunny Man beer, and everything in between. Needless to say, the area surrounding the railroad overpass near Fairfax Station is now a major attraction for both tourists and locals alike, and will probably remain that way for many years.
Really that into what was going on
From a suspect
here.
in California who backed his.
Should we watch some body cams? It's an hour and 2 minutes. I don't want to watch all of it. We'll watch a few body cams and then we'll get back into some spooky. Should we just go to spooky? Bruh, I don't know. Seem real. That's real. It's the creepy vids guy. Is that not the guy we just watched? That's chilling scares. Okay, I'm game.
In 2023, Police in Ohio were alerted after a man driving past a rural property noticed something deeply unsettling. Inside a shed on the land, he saw a woman who appeared badly injured and in obvious distress. The sight was alarming enough that he didn't hesitate to call authorities. When officers arrived in the area to gather more information, they quickly realized this was not a routine welfare check. Before they could even approach the shed, another woman came forward, visibly shaken, insisting that she knew exactly what was happening.
What's going on? How do we get in? Can we get in the door?
You have to kick in the side door. We don't care. I don't care. My parents are here. I can't come. I just love this camera. He used to live here, so he can tap in at anything. But we have cameras up for other reasons.
Right, I got you. You know he's in there for a fact?
I know for a fact.
You can kick your door. You can kick it in?
I swear to God. Go ahead. Please. I don't know what's wrong with this girl.
Oh, there's a girl in there with him?
Yes. I told them this Monday. I told them this. There's a girl in there. She's very small and slim. My husband said he didn't really get a good look at her. But he's yelling at her. Before I go in her faces, she can't see out of her eyes.
Okay.
So this is why I'm nervous. This is why I've been calling his all morning, and I don't even know if that's even
You
the
know
right
100%. You know 100%.
She told officers she was absolutely certain that a woman was being held inside the shed against her will. More disturbingly, she identified the suspected captor by name, William Mozingo. Mozingo was not just a random individual. He had already been. More disturbingly, she identified the suspected captor.
This guy? No. I refuse to believe it. He looks like a completely normal, insane guy. These tattoos are not what I'm talking about. Look at those eyes. Those are crazy eyes. This mouth, the way this mouth is right here, I can't even do it. And those eyes, that screams crazy.
By name, William Mozingo. Mozingo was not just a random individual. He had already been convicted of kidnapping in 2017. Given that history, her warning carried immediate weight. She emphasized that the situation felt urgent and that the woman inside could be in serious, possibly life-threatening danger if officers didn't intervene right away. Faced with a credible tip, a prior kidnapping conviction, and a visibly distressed person inside the structure, officers knew they couldn't delay. They moved in to open the shed, unsure of what condition they would find the
Not to mention the owner of the property told them they'd do it, right? Like,
woman in, or whether they would arrive in time. What they discovered was far worse than anyone had anticipated.
William, come on out! William, come on now!
Bro, this is a homemade squat rack. What is this?
Come out! Come out! Come out now! Nothing in your hand! Nothing in your hand! Now! Now! You're good, buddy! Coming out or not? Can you see him? Get out here now! Come out now! Come out now! Bro, you're gonna get fucked up in a second. You better come the right out now. Now!
Listen, I know there's controversy when it comes to dogs and police. I do not have problems with dogs, with police officers, K9 units doing what this dog's about to do. Go up, chasing down criminals. I have no problem with that. I do have a problem with dogs doing drug searches because, I mean, there's no credible evidence that it works. All the studies have been done by police departments, and all those studies have been, what's that word called? I go blank sometimes. Disputed, contradicted, whatever, by counter studies, where people show that police can, if the dog knows that he's going to be rewarded for alerting to something. I'm not saying the dogs can't smell it. I'm sure the dogs can absolutely smell drugs. But it's like, if the dog knows that he's going to be rewarded or petted or loved because he alerts to something, he may even alert to something that's not there just to get pets. And to base a whole case on that is ridiculous. Same thing with lie detector tests. I think that I heard that they were only like 60% accurate, but apparently it's it's more like nobody really knows, somewhere between 35 and 60% accurate because uh it's just there's no baseline that people that makes sense. It's like everybody's different. So they're not admissible in court anyway. Like I know the movies get it wrong. But yeah, dogs turns out dogs love people so much that sometimes they'll fake what they found to be loved by people. That's just dogs. Uh but yeah, as far as dogs being used as attack dogs, totally for it. Actually like watching those videos. Is there dogs sicked on innocent people sometimes? Probably. There's innocent people shot sometimes. It's like I can agree that the police need to have guns without agreeing that police need to shoot innocent people. Innocent people shouldn't be shot. Innocent people shouldn't have dogs sicked on them.
Keep everything out of your hands. He's in the attic. He's in the attic. Keep everything out of your hands. Keep your hands up. Keep your hands up.
Okay, so I really want to know what this is over here. It looks kind of like a homemade squat rack. That's what it is, right? Well, I don't know. Maybe just a pull-up rack and a dip rack? Pull-ups, dips? Because there's nothing here to hold weights.
Put it down. Drop it. Drop. No, not your whole body. Get up. Turn around and walk backwards. Walk. Keep your hands up. Put your hands up. Hey, whoop cuff. Hey, take your face that way. Just keep coming. Watch your step. Right there. You get that? There's a female in there. Come on out here. Okay, what do you need to get down? Let me get this ladder, okay?
What do you do? Put this one up there and a lever?
Okay, can you reach it?
Hey, 1 second here. Hold up. Let me move these ropes.
No.
There's no one else up there?
Oh my god.
Where do you live at here? Thompson? How far away is that?
Oh my god.
30 minutes, like close to Chardon.
Why don't you have a seat right there on this?
Yeah, this is great. This looks like what, like a Raggedy Ann doll or something? This woman was absolutely beat.
So you probably would have yeah, probably up where's she at? Up there also?
Yeah. Why don't you just sit down there?
Guys, of water.
We'll get you some stuff here.
Inside the shed, officers found a woman later identified as Chloe Jones. She was badly bruised, shaken, and clearly traumatized. Her injuries showed signs of prolonged abuse rather than a single incident. Investigators would later learn that Mozingo had initially offered Chloe a ride home, a moment that appeared ordinary on the surface. Instead of taking her where she expected, he brought her to the shed, where she was held captive for 4 days. During that time, she was repeatedly beaten with a baseball bat and prevented from escaping. When officers reached her, the emotional shift was immediate. The fear gave way to visible relief, the expression of someone who had endured days of isolation and violence and had finally been found. Emergency medical services were called.
Because this is 2023. I don't remember seeing this on the news anywhere, and I was fairly into the news in 2023, and this should have been posted everywhere because people don't understand how dangerous it is anymore. People will act nice, and I know the guy had tattoos and stuff on his face, and honestly, I know people with covered in tattoos that are 100% like the salt of the earth people. But man, it's I don't know, just don't trust anybody. If you walk home all the time, somebody offers you a ride home, you don't take it. If you don't know them, don't take it. I mean, even if you do know them, I guess there's a risk there, but
To the scene without delay to treat her injuries and transport her for further care. Mozingo was arrested and taken into custody, later facing charges related to kidnapping and assault. The case underscored how critical timely intervention can be, and how close this situation came to ending far worse if someone hadn't spoken up when they did.
I might be mistaken, but the lady at the beginning of the video, when they knocked on the door, said that she had cameras up for other reasons. I don't know why she said that. You're allowed to have cameras up around your house, I reckon, uh, to watch your house. But, man, if she didn't have cameras up, how long would this have went on? Like, people don't go into their sheds every day. It's a storage shed you get into during the summertime, and this kind of looks like maybe it's getting into fall or coming into spring. That 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 lady may have been dead by then. That is crazy to me. That people just, I don't.
What makes this case especially unsettling isn't just what happened. It's how close it came to never being discovered at all.
Yeah.
And in the next clip, that same question lingers. What happens when officers respond to a scene expecting nothing and hear something they can't explain? Quick interruption. If you're enjoying this video, why not hit that?
Not gonna lie, that jack-o'-lantern face coming on the screen kinda got me a little bit. Kinda got me. I jumped a tad.
That
I pooped a
subscribe
little.
button. We're on a mission to hit 500,000 subscribers, and when we do, 3 lucky fans will win a limited edition Creepy Vids hoodie or shirt. Right now, 61.
Also, my sister accused me of teaching my nephew the word poop. He knew the word poop well before I said anything about poop. And it's like, well, now he makes everything about poop. He's 4. He's a 4-year-old little boy. That's all they care about is poop and farts. And bugs and lizards. Yeah, everything's poop. She'll be like, "Oh, my baby," and he'll be like, "Oh, poop." I love that kid more than anything in the world.
0.4% of you watching haven't subscribed yet. It's completely free, and your support helps us make even more awesome videos. So, don't miss out. Subscribe now, and let's get back to the video. We're going to take a look at an older, yet deeply disturbing piece of footage, recorded from the body cam of a responding police officer. He had been dispatched after neighbors reported hearing strange noises coming from a long-abandoned home. What was captured that night has left viewers...
I'm so jumpy today. Watch this. The gun's going to come up on screen.
He had been dispatched after neighbors reported hearing strange noises coming from a long-abandoned home.
Somebody jumping out.
What was captured that night has left viewers puzzled and divided for years.
Sergeant 44 at this time holding a call for help now. 700 Frank Concord. 10 of a resident, 10
It got me again.
39 Brent, 5 Wilson. 52 zip 41 Nelson. Totally group 71 Sherman.
The quality of this is terrible.
Gerard. 24
What is it this? Right?
16 Grand Concord. 10 a copy for Clay.
Yes.
As the officer begins to sweep the house room by room, the quiet is broken by something unexpected. The faint sound of a woman crying. The house is supposed to be empty, and yet the sobbing echoes through the hollow space, fragile at first, but then transforming into something far more sinister. The tone deepens. The weeping warps. Some have described it as almost inhuman, even demonic.
Police department, anybody in here? Show your hands. Make yourself known.
God almighty, there's no way this is the original body cam footage, guys. This is the worst footage in the world. This isn't real body cam, is it?
Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Right now! Did you copy that?
In the final moments of the footage, the officer raises his voice, issuing commands to someone or something in one of the rooms. He tells it to get on the ground, and then the recording cuts out. Abruptly. No warning.
This isn't
no
a real
conclusion.
body cam. There's no.
What
I know
happened
body
in those
cams are
final,
bad.
crucial seconds?
I know they're bad.
Did the officer encounter something that damaged or disrupted his equipment? Or was this an orchestrated setup, a scripted event made to look real? There's no clear answer. And the footage has never...
Pretty clear answer to me. Let's see if anybody said anything. Okay.
been officially explained.
Not happy with
what
this
took
video.
place inside that abandoned house remains a mystery.
Body cams are bad. 100%. Like, they aren't the best quality. Like security cameras are when the only camera you have available when you're photographing like Sasquatch is a potato. I don't know. But like this, no. There's just no way this is body cam footage.
That footage was never given a clear explanation.
This is like 18
no resolution, no official
no resolution at all.
answer. But uncertainty doesn't always stay unexplained. Sometimes it turns violent, as in this next case, where confusion escalated into a situation where officers had to act without knowing who they were facing or how many lives were already at risk.
Where's it? Ma'am, you gotta move. Get out of it. Get moving. Get the fuck out of here. Leave. There's a lady in the house that shot firing out the window.
Police respond to reports of gunfire at a duplex in Kenosha, Wisconsin. What officers arrive at is an unstable and rapidly developing situation. Shots have already been fired. People inside the residence are injured. And in the opening moments, officers outside have very little reliable information to work with. The first calls come in around 8:15 p.m. A few minutes later, at 8:19 p.m., 911 receives a call from a man reporting that he's been shot. He says the shooter is inside the neighboring unit of the duplex.
Kenosha 911, what's the address of the emergency?
I need medics and I need an ambulance. Motherfucker, his hurts.
What's the address?
1324 56th Street. I've just been shot.
Is that a house or an apartment?
It's a house. It's a duplex. I've been shot in the leg and possibly the arm. The shooter is in the apartment next door, and I know he's got felony warrants out of Ohio or New York. Okay.
At the time, dispatch treats it as fragmented information from a wounded caller. Officers are sent immediately. When police arrive, they encounter a woman outside the duplex who is visibly distressed and struggling to explain what's happening.
I'm gonna get a pillow, guys.
Hey, we have a shooting right here. Let me see your hands!
I love the Wisconsin accent. You got somebody to work with. Pick it up.
He's in the house? Is he? Who's shot? Who's shot? What? Show me your hands!
Where is he, Luke?
Come out here. Come out here. Okay, who got shot?
I think they got in the back.
Okay.
There's Johnny.
Is this all one house?
No, that's two.
Okay, where do we get to his unit?
Hang on.
No, where do we get to his unit? I need to know that.
Where do we go?
Yeah,
you gotta tell us so we can help people. Spit it out.
The guy that was shot?
Yes.
He's in the second where the light is.
The second where the light's at.
Officers attempt to gather basic information: who is injured, which unit the shooter is in, and how to access the residence.
I watch other people react to body cam footage. It is amazing how many people are like, doing something like this, be like, well, hang on a second, I gotta put my dog up. Knowing somebody's been shot, knowing somebody's getting shot, knowing somebody's getting stabbed, knowing somebody's getting held hostage or threatening to kill herself. And it's like, well, I gotta put my dog up. I gotta get the mail in. I gotta fix my door, whatever it is. It's like, dude, are you so stupid that you can't understand that this is more important? That every second counts? That, dude, I don't care that your dog has to poop. I don't care if he poops in your house. I really don't. When there's a lady, getting shot at out back.
Before they can stabilize the scene, a door inside the duplex is slammed shut, cutting off communication and confirming that the suspect is still inside and aware of police presence. The structure itself complicates everything. It's a duplex with 2 separate units, multiple windows, and several possible firing positions. Officers begin establishing a perimeter, but before that can be fully set, gunfire erupts from inside the house.
Your hands! Let me see your hands!
Oh, shit! You guys! PD, there's a gun! There's a gun! PD, shots fired! He's in the house!
Shots are fired from a window, forcing officers to take cover. One officer becomes pinned behind a vehicle, protected only by limited cover. During this exchange, the woman officers had been speaking with moments earlier is left exposed near the residence. Officers immediately focus on moving her out of danger while attempting to contain the shooter.
Get that lady out of there! Get the lady out of there! There's a lady in the house. We have shots fired. He's firing out the window at us.
Get in cover. Get the cover.
We're there.
Get cover.
He's at the front of the house on the south side of the road.
Additional units arrive, but the scene remains fluid. Civilians are still nearby. The shooter continues firing intermittently. Officers are working without clear knowledge of the suspect's location or whether anyone else is inside. That uncertainty changes when a woman shouts that her husband is being held hostage inside the house.
He's at the front of the house on the south side of the road.
Where's he at? Where's he at?
Front of the house on the side of the road.
Where's he at? What house? What house?
I do understand. Okay, so you're asking civilians, people that aren't used to interacting with police every day, or people that, they're going through something, they're getting shot at, whatever. And you're asking them, where's he at? And they're like, in the house. And it's like, you're so used to knowing where in the house is or in that house is because you've lived there your whole life for years. But you've got police that haven't been there. And you're like, in the house. They're like, which house? It's like, of course you have to specify which house he's in.
Where's this fucker? What do you have?
In his house.
What do you
is not a
have?
good answer.
There's a lady in the house. We have shots fired. He's firing out the window at us.
Okay, come back. Can you come back? Which one?
He's at the front of the house.
You gotta come.
To the road.
Ah, fucking Christ.
Front of the house on the road.
Ma'am, you gotta move. Get out of it. Get moving. Where is he?
Right outside 2020.
He's in the window. Second house. Second house upstairs or what? Where?
All right.
Can we see him?
He was in the front window, yeah.
Hey, Bray, can you move? Can you come back to me?
I can't! I can't!
495, do you have the shield? We have somebody that's stuck right in front. Shield's in the squad. I'm up on the front corner.
Someone get me a shield!
Stay right there. Just stay behind the engine block.
I am.
You got anything else? You see anything or no? Where's the suspect? Where's the lady at?
Six 5-7 coming from the east.
Hey.
He's got my husband hostage!
Are there people inside?
At this point, officers realize they're dealing not only with an active shooter, but a hostage situation. Priorities shift immediately. One team works to extract the pinned officer using a ballistic shield. That extraction is completed without injury, but the overall threat remains. As officers reposition, a vehicle drives into the area, unaware of the ongoing gunfire. Officers force the driver to leave the area to prevent additional casualties. Meanwhile, police attempt to maintain control of the perimeter while determining how to proceed with the hostages still inside.
Hey, we need the shield up here. I got somebody stuck right in front of the house. I need the shield. We gotta get them out of there. Okay, we're coming up to you. Stay here, stay here. You see her? No. You see her right here where she's stuck by the car? Yep. She's right over here. We have to get her out of that way. No, the house is this one right here. He was shooting right from the front window towards me. Says there's somebody in there, okay? Okay. So I think the priority is we have to go get Ray out of there because she's really stuck. So you tell me what you want to do from here. That woman is saying that there's 2 people in here and that this dude has a guy hostage.
Oh, okay, so my headphones just went out, I think. Hang on. Unless the sound is just out of the video right now. Let's see. Hang on. Yeah, it's still showing they're there.
Dispatch reports consumes from inside.
Okay, sound's just out right here. Sorry. So I think they have a mute button they can actually hit on their body cam and it'll mute it. My guess is they probably hit that. Not on purpose, just, which I think is dumb. What's the point of having a body cam if you can just turn it off and turn it on or mute it and unmute it when you want to? Well, I don't know, there's got to be audio because they're doing subtitles.
Officers hear gunfire followed by screams from inside the residence. It becomes clear that at least one hostage has just been shot. At this point, waiting is no longer an option.
Ma'am, who's inside the house again? What's her name? Matthew Lopez, got it. Okay, see what you got associated for Matthew Lopez in the house. This woman out here is saying that that's the gunman, and I believe that Gary Tubbs is the husband. She's saying he's stuck inside with him.
A name comes back, Matthew Lopez. Dispatch reports concerning information, including prior offenses and possible out-of-state warrants. Moments later, Lopez himself calls 911.
Hello?
This is Kenosha 911. What's the address to the emergency?
I have a hostage right here, and your fucking police officers are trying to sue me. I've already shot 2 people already. I'm not afraid to die. I'm going to kill him and myself. God, I got it right through the fucking back of his head right now. I see one guy. He's going to scream over me. This is the problem with the fucking police. I'm telling you, you guys want to play?
Okay.
I don't give a fuck, and I don't have much battery left either. So if you guys want me to get this fucking battery, I got a fucking really itchy trigger finger, lady, and I still got 3 balls left. Please don't.
And how many people are in there with you?
2.
The people that are with you, are they injured?
Yes.
Okay, where do they have injuries to?
In his femur.
In the femur?
Fucking femur, because your officer kept coming in here. I asked him for simple demands.
Both of them shot in the femur?
The other man was the intruder and scared the shit out of me. You understand me? He's my neighbor. He's a fucking crack. Just like this guy on me one more time. Let's see if we get close.
Let's do it right now. I'm going to hang up so that somebody can call and talk with you, okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Just make sure to answer your phone.
Okay, dear. I'm trying to save you, dear. Okay, what do you need me to do, dear?
Okay, hang up and then they're going to call you.
It's your fault. I didn't mean to shoot you. Jerry, but you was looking down. Okay, above the leg. Above the leg. Okay, shut up.
Lopez admits to shooting people inside the house. He makes no demands and shows no interest in negotiation. In the background, wounded hostages can be heard, clearly distressed and afraid. Officers listening to the call understand that the situation is actively deteriorating.
He's really gonna fucking... I'll try to call this fucking clown. Let's see, baby. 553, I'm gonna move up to that truck, okay? I am. Stay by. Okay.
I'd never be in this situation where I'm the bad guy in the house, but after watching these, it's like, they try to call you and be civil with you when they're doing negotiations. But I just imagine and be like, man, I know he's being really nice, but I know he's calling me a stupid idiot clown when he's not talking to me. I bet he's mad at me. Why is he mad at me? Is he mad at me?
Talking with the male in the house. Did they say that he's talking with an officer and that he shot people in the house?
Well, we have the contact team.
You got Pep, Shand, O'Neill, and I.
Well, if we have injured, I don't forget, we have to go in. Okay, you want me to try to call him first and see if we can work this? We can try if they have the medical, we're kind of fucking on that, so. If you can make the team, I think you're right. I think we're probably going to have to.
You got a team.
Yeah, we'll reach over there?
Yeah.
All right. Got one cover? Cover. Keep doing your thing, but I'm going to try to call him too. All right.
You got 2 or 3, I think, over here on the northeast corner of the house. Yeah. If we can move these guys up around here, around the trees, and try to get them out, I think that'd be beneficial.
This is a multi-fucking, this is a weird, there's 3 doors? Fuck.
I think the one on the east is a different unit. The big one on the south here.
So that window on the southwest has rounds through it, it's shattered. If we can get a rifle there and have somebody just go in the front, probably the best option. 553-2's not working, so I need the phone number for this guy.
262-515, stating his name is Matthew.
Negotiators attempt to re-establish contact, but Lopez's phone soon goes to voicemail. With no communication and injured hostages inside, officers...
He did say his phone was dying. He did say that. He said if they don't let him get his battery, they're going. I don't know what he said up for that, but he did say that his phone was dying. He did say that.
Prepare to make entry. A contact team assembles at the front door behind a ballistic shield. Additional officers cover windows and exterior angles. The team breaches the residence.
All right, well, let's get moving. Let's get a shield team. O'Neill wants you to walk up with it, split off, and take that window on the southwest side.
Got it. Ready? On you. We've got to make contact, so.
Keep trying me. I don't, you know what I mean? I don't.
Well,
the clock's going. So,
yep.
Who's got the shield?
I got the shield. All right, what's the plan? Where are we headed?
Front door, right there where the mailbox is. O'Neill's to take it to the window that's cracked on the southwest side.
I see it. Yep. Right next to the door.
Yeah. So peel off, Sean. Step or move up. Your right side and left side of the shield.
All right, nice and slow.
Jerking to one left. Tell me we're moving up.
All right, ready?
Yep.
Ready. All right, moving. Nice and slow. I got the window just to the left of that front door.
Copy. Pick up that window.
Got it.
Peel all the way around the corner.
Okay, keep moving up. They are very up. They are very
go up. Go up. Go up. So peel off that wrong side.
We need to walk.
What do you want? What do you want?
I want you to peel up the other side of the house.
Go ahead. Left side.
I'll try to kick it, right?
Kick it?
Yep.
Contact! Contact! Left! I need he went left.
What do you got? What do you got?
Hey, watch that window! Watch that fucking window! Watch the window!
Hey!
Hands! Hands!
Again!
What do you got? What do you got?
Where's the shooter? What do you got?
I don't know. Get in here. Get your hand. Get your hand.
Inside, officers immediately locate 2 severely wounded men on the floor, both suffering from gunshot wounds. They are alive but in critical condition. Officers drag them out while continuing to clear the residence, because the shooter has not yet been located.
This dude's right here. Right here. You find him.
Stop. I need light. Someone give me light. I got the hand. Give me light. I got the hand.
Yeah. Hey, we need to drag him out.
Done. I got it.
Okay, come on. Or push up. Push up. Bring men up.
What do you want?
657. We got med en route. Hey, drag him out. Drag him out. He's probably got a gunshot to the leg, maybe? Nope, he's got a headshot to the wound. Hey, we need to find. They said there was 2 injured here.
All right. 1, 2.
All right, we're here with me. Rush through the house.
5-7. We got 2 apparent with bloodshots to the head.
All right.
Keep the stage for a minute. We gotta clear the house.
Who's got a stroke? That's me. All right.
Okay. All right, let's go. You're gonna take this right. I'm gonna take a left.
I got you. I'm holding on kitchen.
Give me one.
I got you. Ready?
So did he shoot them both in the head and they're both still alive? Is that what they said?
Check down there.
One. Hold on. Hold right there.
Okay. Room clear. Room clear.
Okay.
Enough. I got closed door to my left, kitchen opens up to the right. Okay. Switch out, she'll go first. I got light on in that room under there. Alright. Alright, I got open door right. Leads to it looks like a back exit door here. Alright.
We can go. You want to
Go up a little bit.
Alright.
Hey, give me one guy. Where does this lead to?
It might go to a basement, I don't know.
Okay, so just move this. Just go up a little bit, see if that goes out to us. Basement.
Close door.
Okay. Hold on that.
I got it. Hey, Dave.
How many people are we still missing right now?
So, alright, what they told us, they had 2 hostages. Okay. So far, we've got 2. So we both gunshot wound. We don't know about anybody else.
Okay. So all 3 people are accounted for?
No, just 2.
There's 2.
Hold that. Alright, O'Neal, just cover the trash. Alright, just hit that door now.
Ready?
Yep.
Locked.
As the search continues, officers reach a locked basement door. Given the risks associated with basement entries,
There is somebody outside, right? There is somebody outside guarding the end exit or the outside exits, right? Like some basements have like the little shutter doors go up, or maybe just it's a half basement. I don't know.
limited visibility, narrow angles, and the possibility of ambush, they temporarily hold the position and widen the search elsewhere. During this time, officers learned that a woman has been hiding in the garage.
You guys over here?
Yeah, just come with me. Just hold. Someone hold there.
Rod, I got it.
Are you guys in the garage? How many people are in there? Just you and the 2 dogs? Can you leave the dogs in there and come out? Okay, we're gonna open the door, okay? Just make sure I can see your hands, all right? All right. Okay. Bring. Who was all inside the apartment?
My husband, Gary Tubbs.
And who else?
Matthew.
Is there anybody else we don't know? Is there anybody else that was in there?
No.
Okay. Ma'am, why don't you...
Dewey lives in the side apartment.
There was obviously more than just 2 people in that apartment, though, because they got 2 wounded. And he said he had 2 hostages. That's 3 people. I was going to say, even if he shot himself in the head and failed, so they did say they found a gun, but even if he shot himself in the head and failed, then... Hold on. Even if he shot himself in the head and failed to kill himself and the other guy, he would... Where am I going with this? He said he had 2. Why did he say he had? I guess he doesn't seem that smart, but I guess he could say, "Oh, I've got 2 hostages," and then they know that if they do come in and he fails to shoot himself in the head, like does like an intentional grazing wound, they're gonna get both of them out of there and do some kind of like movie junk where he's like, "Oh, I'm the wounded," so he gets took out and then he can just leave.
Dewey?
When I got shot.
It turns out the woman they spoke to earlier had managed to hide in the garage. She provides new information about the layout of the duplex and indicates that another unit may not have been cleared.
What door is that, do you know?
You don't know where it's at. You don't know where anything's at.
Okay.
Just clear where.
This is the...
That should be the living room. This should be the second place in the kitchen.
Blue! That's the living room? Living room? Living room?
Kitchen!
Kitchen! Alright. Yep. What we got here, no? Yeah. Blue! Police! Come on. One person up. Police department!
What's your name?
Sergeant Miller!
Hi.
Come on out here, guys.
I'm trying. I'm shot.
You're shot where?
I was the guy that called the first.
Anybody else in here?
No, just me and my dog.
Alright, what's going on?
Okay, I've got officers right here by me. Okay, thank you.
Use the door, but come on out. Come on out.
All right, bye-bye.
Hold that. Let's do right to the step.
Go ahead and shut my door, please. Don't let my dog out.
Your dog's gonna be fine.
He's friendly.
Who else is here with you?
Nobody. It was just me and my dog.
Is this Garaffa on the same apartment?
No. No,
It's
it's...
295. Yes.
Hey, so you got 2 victims. You have the suspect. We're still trying to clear. What we got up there?
We can't clear the basement yet. This is a different guy, different apartment.
Okay.
Watch that window, guys.
Yep. Is that where he says?
That's where I do believe he's at.
Officers move to that unit and locate the man who originally called 911. He has also been shot and becomes the 3rd injured victim recovered from the scene. That discovery raises a critical question. Earlier, Lopez claimed there were only 2 hostages inside. Now police have 3 injured victims. Officers return to the final unchecked area.
Yeah, no, but this guy was in a different unit, and he got, I guess they shot through he probably got like a stray bullet or something when they started shooting. Like, I don't think this guy was ever a hostage. He said he was the only one with his dog in this apartment. This guy probably didn't even know this guy ended up being shot.
The basement.
Corner's good.
That's good?
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna open this door. Mike, I think this is the cellar door.
Blue, blue!
Whoa, 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 whoa! Dead space.
They breach, clear the space methodically, and find no additional victims and no suspect. Initially, it appears that Lopez may have escaped, but then a surviving victim provides a description of the shooter. Officers quickly realize the truth. Matthew Lopez was not missing. He was one of the wounded individuals officers had already carried out during the initial breach.
Called that, guys. I called that. It was movie. It was like he was trying to pull a movie stunt. He's like, I'm gonna get took out with the other guy, but they're not just gonna let you go, dude. They're not just gonna think you're dead and throw you in a truck and you can just get up and walk out, bruh.
During the entry, Lopez shot himself. He was transported to the hospital, but later pronounced dead. In the aftermath, investigators pieced together what led to the standoff. In the days prior, Lopez had been living in the duplex with others after moving from New York. Witnesses describe increasing paranoia, drug use, and delusional behavior. On the night of the incident, he suddenly became violent, firing shots inside the residence and injuring multiple people before
So the lady was right. She said, yeah, okay.
police arrived. The injured victims survived and were later released from medical care. The suspect did not.
Awesome.
The case ultimately ends
It
without a
worked out
clear
for
motive,
everybody.
only a documented sequence of escalation, paranoia, and violence, captured in real time and narrowly prevented from becoming even worse.
A bad guy with a
And that
gun
takes us to this grainy,
through a moment of
unsettling clip
self-clarity
shared by the YouTube channel
was
Maintenance
stopped by
Tunnels,
a guy
captured
with-
on the dash cam of a police cruiser.
a good guy with a gun.
That night, 2 officers
you
were
call
out
it.
on routine patrol.
There's a way to say
Nothing
that,
unusual had been reported.
This is one of
No
those fake
calls,
ones again.
no warnings,
You know I know it's fake because it just keeps repeating the same piece of footage.
just an ordinary shift, until it wasn't.
20, 26,
Look, I
18.
lived in this county since I was 12 years old. Had the farm, daddy's farm. Still got the land. And anybody coming on my property looking for no good, I'm going to shoot them.
Absolutely. Whoa.
What the?
What was that?
Did you see that?
Yes.
Holy.
This is so staged.
Was that?
That was on 2 feet, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I thought I was seeing things actually.
Oh my goodness. Please tell me we got that on audio or video.
Probably would have almost had to if that thing's recording.
You see anything down there?
Yes.
At some point during their patrol, the dashcam records a dark, fast-moving figure darting across the road, too fast and too vague to identify. The officers quickly stop the car and begin scanning the area, trying to make sense of what they just saw. But whatever it was gone. No movement, no tracks, just darkness. Though the video is often labeled as a possible Bigfoot sighting, others disagree. Many viewers believe it looks more like a shadow figure, a dark, humanoid shape with no defined features, crossing the road in total
I was waiting for a jump scare, and then the officer walked across the screen. I was like, I see it. I'm so jumpy tonight. This is ridiculous. Okay, so, uh, are are you telling me that the guys were like, "Oh, it's probably a Bigfoot sighting"? I'm like, dude, are you kidding? Are you stupid? Bigfoot? It's obviously like a shadow ghost figure, dude.
Total silence.
Or it's a hoax.
What do you think? Was this a creature, a spirit, or just a trick of the night?
I didn't see anything.
As always, you decide.
Nope.
Sometimes the footage sparks debate because it's unclear what was seen. Other times, there's no debate at all. Only
like
outrage over what everyone can see clearly. And that takes us to this next clip, where in Seattle, a brief moment captured on camera led to consequences that extended far beyond the crash itself. On the cold night of January 23, 2023, 23-year-old Jahnavi Kandula, a graduate student from India studying in Seattle, began crossing a downtown street using...
Did he like render this in 280 or... This is ridiculous. I'm at 1080p. Look at this. Even the text is bad.
A clearly marked crosswalk. At the same time, a Seattle Police Department patrol vehicle was responding to a call. The cruiser was not running a continuous siren. Instead, the officer briefly chirped the siren as he passed through intersections, a practice sometimes used during urgent responses. The patrol vehicle was traveling at approximately 74 miles per hour when it struck Jahnavi in the crosswalk. The force of the impact threw her roughly 138 feet from the point of contact. Investigators later determined that at that speed, the officer would have had just over 1 second from the moment she became visible to the moment of impact. Jahnavi died from her injuries at the scene. After the collision, the officer brought the vehicle to a stop.
She is dead. It's a regular person. Yeah, just write a check. $11,000. She was 26 anyway. She had limited value.
What followed the crash sparked widespread outrage.
Okay, so when we were in the comments earlier to see if anybody was calling out that second video for being fake, I seen something about a racist cop and laughing, and I was like, okay, somebody's just saying something. There's gonna be a video on here where a cop chuckles at, like, I don't know, maybe, what was that first video? Them getting in, maybe somebody said something funny and they didn't really believe it was like a serious situation. That cop, that's bad. That's terrible. That's... Oh my God, that's evil, dude.
The body camera footage released by the Police Accountability Office captured audio of another officer at the scene, Daniel Otterer, who was not the one driving. During a phone call, Otterer was heard laughing and making remarks about Jahnavi's life having limited value, suggesting the situation could be resolved by just writing a check. The comments, made shortly after the fatal collision, were widely condemned and became central to public criticism of the department.
A Seattle police officer fired last week after hitting and killing a woman with his patrol car has filed an appeal.
Other footage showed Otterer continuing to joke during a conversation with the president of the Seattle Police Officers Guild. As the footage
you see people, and I don't fall on any side of the political debate anymore. I'm done with politics as far as like left versus right. But you see people from these cities saying defund the police, and it's like, okay, dude, you obviously don't know what the police do. Seattle, Washington. Seattle, Washington. A very deep blue city, right? It's these blue cities that are breeding these cops. These are where the bad cops are at, or in these cities. I'm not saying all the time, right? Like, I don't believe that every city's got bad cops, but I believe most of the time when you see racist or bad cops, they are in big cities. And it might just be the loudest wheels, right? Because big cities get more notoriety because they're going to be sharing more stuff because they're bigger, they're more densely populated. you're going to see more body cams. You're going to have more people filming police interactions.
Spread,
Sure.
public reaction
Maybe I'm off on
intensified,
that, but
with many questioning not
that,
only
oh
the
my God.
conduct of the officers involved, but the culture within the department itself.
I thought it was the guy that was driving it first. And I was like, well, that could probably be classified as some kind of murder. I don't know. Definitely manslaughter. But if there was an emergency you were going to, you did have your just keep your sirens on, right? Like, as far as I know, that police officer that was driving was not the one that made if he made any comments like that, screw him too. And he's going to have to live with that for the rest of his life, that he killed somebody because he was trying to get to another car accident. I get it. That's what they're supposed to do. Leave the sirens on. Leave the sirens on. I don't know why you just chirp them. I don't know why that's a thing.
In the days and weeks that followed, investigators reviewed the circumstances of the crash, including vehicle speed, emergency response procedures, and departmental policy compliance. The officer who was driving the patrol vehicle later agreed to pay a $5,000 fine, complete a traffic safety course, and perform 40 hours of community service. He was ultimately terminated from the Seattle Police Department for policy violations related to the incident. Despite the findings, prosecutors declined to pursue criminal charges in the case. For Jahnavi Kandula's family, the loss has been compounded by anger and frustration.
It did say that the driver wasn't the one making those comments earlier, right? That it was a different police officer making those comments later.
Their grief has become inseparable from calls for accountability and reform. They filed a wrongful death lawsuit seeking $110 million in damages, a figure they say represents not just financial compensation, but a demand for acknowledgement, responsibility, and systemic change. The case raised difficult questions about accountability, judgment, and how moments of power are handled under pressure. The next clip couldn't be more different. No authority, no crowd, no backup. Just
people always talk about, like, if they're suing, they obviously didn't care about their kid's life or something like that when they sue for stuff like that. No, it's like they cared. Their kid had so much value in their life, so much future. And people say crap like that, but it's like, you know what? If somebody kills somebody, something the government's done that's killed somebody, it's took away somebody's life, it's took away, potentially 80 years of their future and their family's enjoyment. Her brothers should have their college paid for by now if they want to go to college. Her brothers should have their life set up. If she's got brothers or sisters, her parents, everybody in her life should have their future given to them. Because, I don't know, guys. You can't put a value on someone's life.
one person alone, confronted by something he never expected to encounter.
You can't pay enough.
This chilling footage was captured by a Japanese security guard tasked with securing a rei-in, a facility where the deceased are temporarily laid out for ceremonies and identification. It was only his third day on the job, and he was working the night shift, completely alone. Despite being skeptical of the paranormal, he claimed he wasn't easily frightened. Panicked, the most vulnerable victim possible. A child taken by force, what he had witnessed, he fled the building, and according to reports, never returned. And honestly, can you blame him? The fear came from the unknown, something unseen, unexplained, and impossible to verify.
This is obviously
but in this next case, the threat is very real, very clear, and directed at the most vulnerable victim possible. A child taken by force with no time to waste. An Amber Alert was issued after a 5-year-old boy was forcibly taken from his mother at gunpoint, a situation that immediately escalated into a full-scale emergency.
My nephew's 4. I hate watching stuff like this, guys. I don't know what I'd do, My nephew is... I don't even like saying he's like a son to me because I feel like that carries like a connotation. It's like he is a son to me. That little boy is my entire world. Everything I do is for him. I've helped take care of him since he's young. And when I mean take care of him, I'm not talking about like watching him on the weekends or a couple hours a day. You know what I mean? Not like 8 hours a day, 7 days a week, taking care of him, and then putting him to bed, feeding him.
The report described a violent abduction, leaving no doubt that the child was in immediate danger. Law enforcement moved quickly, knowing that in cases like this, every minute matters. The longer a child remains with an armed abductor, the higher the risk becomes. SWAT teams were activated without hesitation. This was not treated as a negotiation scenario or a slow-moving investigation. Officers focused on locating the suspect as fast as possible, using witness accounts and real-time information to narrow down his movements.
He came out of there, I'm telling y'all, he really did.
Where did he go, dear?
He stood by the laundry door with the little boy in his hand.
Witnesses came forward and told officers they had seen a man named Sean in the company of the young boy. Their decision to speak up proved critical. In abduction cases, timely information can mean the difference between rescue and tragedy. Every passing moment increases the stakes for the victim involved, and without those tips, the outcome could have been very different.
All right, got a couple adults in the living room. There's a kid.
Hey, come on out! Bring the kids out! Come here! Come here, sweetie. Come here, baby. It's okay. Is that Sean?
No. That's my buddy Travis.
One at a time, please, except for the children.
I stretch my legs, guys. I'm watching. I'm just going to stand over this side.
Once officers identified the residence where Sean was believed to be hiding, SWAT surrounded the location.
Like crimped up.
Armed officers positioned themselves outside, weapons ready, carefully controlling every exit. The atmosphere was tense. Commands were issued for everyone inside the home to step out slowly and with their hands visible. One by one, people exited the residence, but Sean was nowhere among them. Despite that uncertainty, there was one immediate and undeniable victory. The child had already been recovered safely.
How you doing, brave man? Give me knuckles. Yeah, oh, we miss. There you go. Did you let him use the lights yet? Most of your lights are they're all messed up.
The young boy was brought out alive and unharmed. After everything he had just endured, he appeared remarkably calm, a powerful and emotional sight for everyone present. Officers ensured he was safe and reassured him, the relief on their faces unmistakable. Against the odds, the child had survived a terrifying ordeal and was finally free.
Come on out. Watch your step, dude. Do you have anything on you that you missed? Knives, guns, drugs, needles, anything like that? I do got to go through all your pockets, all right?
While attention remained on the child, officers continued their search. And not much later, Sean was located and taken into custody. As he was escorted out, there was no visible sign of regret or remorse. His demeanor stood in stark contrast to the fear and trauma he had caused. He walked out appearing defiant, seemingly unmoved by the seriousness of his actions.
I don't know what you said something about my mom stays on the next street over it. She got her phone number.
You have the number memorized?
No, she stayed right here. That's why I'm putting that on the phone. Remember, I need. All right.
Despite being arrested for an armed abduction involving a young child, Sean showed no humility. But that posture would not last. The reality of what he had done and what he now faced was unavoidable.
Okay, so there is a cut up there on your head. And they can take care of that as well. I don't think you need any stitches, but I don't know, maybe one, maybe not.
Even then, officers followed procedure. As a final act of professionalism, they ensured Sean received medical attention for minor injuries before transporting him. The contrast was stark. The same system he had violated now ensured his basic care. That is where the difference between law enforcement and criminals becomes clear.
No.
Sean was formally charged.
We just watched a video where a guy hit a woman with a car, and then there was another cop that said, her life wasn't worth that much, a check could take care of it. There's not a clear line. Especially when somebody can go to jail because they didn't file their taxes right. And a cop doesn't have to go to jail because... I'm not pro-police, I'm not anti-police. I'm pro-good police, I'm anti-bad police. Is it that hard? There's good police, there's bad police. There should only be good police.
With kidnapping, abduction, and domestic violence, the case moved forward, but the most important outcome had already been achieved. A child was saved. And with that, we've come to the last one of this video, where a security officer was working the night shift in an aging office building. It might sound like a quiet job, but for one man, it's been anything but that. Ever since he started...
When this says police body cam encounters, there was 2 security guards. That's... Okay. So there was the first one. The second one that we said was fake was not... It was a body cam, or supposed to be a body cam. Okay. The other one that we said was fake was them on a road. Not a body cam. It was a car cam, whatever. That's fine. We'll call it okay there. The other one we said was fake was also a security guard. Not the same thing as police officers. They are not police officers. Like, they have none of the same they're not police officers. This isn't a police officer. This is obviously
found himself faced
security guards sit in one room or, whatever, walk the same building every night for ever, right? And they get bored and they just want to make stupid videos. Given, I think the first security guard guy we watched was just some dude in an abandoned morgue or hospital or something. This dude
to face with deeply unsettling events.
He does look like
from lights flickering without explanation to doors creaking open when no one was near. But nothing compares to what he caught on camera one particular night.
This office building is just too creepy. I can't. Especially being here alone.
This is...
Oh my god.
Oh, that was pretty loud.
Oh my god.
This is another fake one. Well, because these aren't real. We might do this again next week. We'll probably play a game again next week as well. We might do some games this week. I don't know yet. I might have a few days I'm not doing anything. So we might be doing some videos. An extra stream or something. I don't know. But that is it for tonight. Thanks for watching. See ya. I forgot how to end the stream. I look like a dork.